Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Mimi.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Sadie.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Colin.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It is so nice to see you. We've got a chilly day on our hands. Last time I checked, the temperature was 15 degrees, but our real feel was dipping below 10. So, yeah, that's been pretty fun, but it's gonna warm up throughout the day. As we get down to the animals, I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun with the water bowls. However, for now, as you can see, the boys had already got the farm market all set up, so we're just about ready to head down around back. Oh my, I did not realize there was this much drama here this morning. Matt, what's the problem?
We got a new vanity in the bathroom in the farmhouse, and the faucet we bought for it doesn't fit onto it for some reason. So now we have to go try and find a faucet that will fit our new vanity.
Told him so, but he won't listen to me.
I bought a spigot and I loved it and it fit, but it was missing parts.
We're getting ready to head down around back and we found Callie. She's working hard. Hey Callie, what are you doing?
My wheel.
You're playing with your wheels? We're now all dressed up and ready to head down and feed. We can see Tracy and Callie are working here in the little playpen. How's it going, Tracy? Does she know what she's doing?
She does know what she's doing.
All right, that's good. That's all we need to know. Dad had mentioned to me that he was down around back and he got all the eggs graded, which, yeah, there's no baskets here, which is a good thing because we definitely need to get eggs collected this morning, and we'll just have to wait and see what other jobs need to be done down around back. What's up, big boy? How you doing? Oh, that's a good boy. It is like a completely different world here in this greenhouse. If I stay in here much longer, the way I'm dressed, I'm gonna start sweating. It's that warm. It looks like all the cattle are coming back from making snowmen. They're hungry. You know, it is pretty chilly today, and something I will say about the weather is I would prefer if it'd stay warmer or stay colder. Now, when it's colder like this, you do have a little bit more work. However, there's much less of a chance of everybody getting sick when the weather chooses one and sticks with it. Here in northeastern Pennsylvania, it seems that it warms up, then it gets cold. It warms up, and then it gets cold, and that can make it really easy for us and the animals to get sick, which is why I'd prefer if it'd stick with one. We just got the cattle all taken care of. Dad had got the calves all finished, and now the chickens have got their eggs collected and they've been fed. So that wraps up all the work down around here. Something that I will mention, and we have to keep an eye on, we got close to a foot of snow just the other day. So there's been a lot of snow sitting around here, and it's been so cold that it hasn't been able to melt away at all, which is pretty cool. I like when it snows and it stays around. However, something we have to watch because it's going to be warming up today, the 12 inches of snow that was piled on top of the store roof could slide off, and you have to be careful while you're working down here. If you start hearing snow sliding, you got to get out of the way. I've seen snow come off this roof pretty quick, and let me tell you, it is something that is pretty cool to see, but you do not want to be in the way. We have these little pieces of plastic that we had put onto the tin to help hold the snow so it doesn't slide off like that, but it happens. I've seen it happen, so we've got to be careful while we're working down here. But anyway, now that we're finished working down around back, I'm gonna go somewhere where it's a little warmer. I need to warm up. Now, when I said I was going somewhere warmer, what did you think? Well, if you thought greenhouse, then you were correct. It is currently, 85 degrees in here. Now, just yesterday, the boys made their way into this greenhouse. They got the heater working, and yeah, it's nice and warm. You know, it's a little too warm. I gotta get all these jackets and stuff off. Ugh. It can sometimes be a hassle getting these heaters back up and running, so we devote the day before to getting everything working correctly. But guess what? It started right up and we got a warm greenhouse. Now, even though it's cold, the clear skies and the sunny day really helps to heat these things. And the fact that we're sitting around 80, 85 degrees, that's pretty nice. Now, for those of you that have been watching the channel for a few years, you'll know what this greenhouse is. But for the new people, this is called a germination greenhouse. This greenhouse is specifically designed to help germinate seeds. So we plant and we seed all different types of vegetables into this greenhouse. Not only do we seed vegetables into this greenhouse, but there's all different types of flowers and fruits that we will either plant for ourselves or sell to customers. What makes this greenhouse so great for germinating seeds is, one, it's a little smaller, so it's easier to control the temperature in here. And we also have these heated tables with little tubes that run underneath. Now, these little tubes carry hot water through them. So what we will do is set our trays on top. We'll come over the top with a sheet of plastic, and then it will be heated from the top and the bottom, which gives us that perfect soil temperature. A lot of times when people think about germinating or seeds that are popping out of the ground, they think, oh, it has to be 70 degrees outside for that to happen. But no, for a lot of seeds, soil temperature is what is the most important thing. Now, seeds will germinate with colder soil temperatures. However, for peak performance, we can control that. So that's why this greenhouse is so beneficial. We have a few different types of tricks and tools that we're gonna be using as we germinate and as we plant, and you guys will be along with us for that journey. The only thing we have to do yet to get started is get our seeds in here and get our water lines all hooked up. Daniel and I had got all our water lines hooked up, and we were just waiting for our water heater to flush out. Now that the water heater has been flushed, we're gonna let that fill up, and it doesn't seem like we have any leaks anywhere else, so that's really nice. Well, we found a little bit of a problem. We think this valve is bad because the second you open it up, it leaks here. But if you have it closed all the way, it doesn't leak. So that is a tiny problem. If that's the only problem we have from last year to this year, that's a plus, that's a bonus. Grandpa is back. What goodies did you bring? Oh, he brought food. Well, that's probably the best. But what do we got here? Are these all flowers?
Yep.
Woohoo! So you guys probably guessed what we're gonna be doing up here today, and if the packet of seeds didn't give you the clue, we're gonna be seeding here in the greenhouse. We got basically everything all set and ready to go. The only thing left is to fill up some trays and get started with seeding. Now, we're not 100% sure if we're gonna start with vegetable seeds today. This time of the year, there is a few things that we could start. However, the new seed has not gotten here yet. So we would either have to wait until then or use old seed. We haven't talked about it yet too much what we're gonna do, but for now we're just focusing on these flowers. So a few things I wanna touch on before we get started, some important tools that we use. Probably the biggest thing that we have at our disposal is this air seeder. Now, we've used this air seeder for quite a long time. It comes with interchangeable plates. We could change the amount of seeds that we're putting on each tray. We also can change the type of tray that we are filling into. This machine comes equipped with a vacuum and exhaust and a mechanism that allows us to vibrate or move the seeds on the tray. What we will do is turn on the machine. We will put it on vacuum, and then we will dump the seeds onto the tray and they will suck fast. We will then use our vibrating mechanism to move the seeds around so that we can fill each individual spot so that when we dump the seeds into the tray, we have a nice, clean, developed tray when they start to sprout. Once we dump the seeds on and the vacuum has got them sucked fast, we will pour out the extra and then flip the tray, just like that. And then we will move our vacuum to the exhaust, which will blow the seeds down into the tray that we have beneath. And then we'll be ready to start with our next one. Now, the type of soil that we're gonna be using today is a professional growing medium. Now, the soil is specifically designed for seedlings, for germination, and for these plug trays. So it kind of fits all the needs that we have. There is no debris in this dirt, so it's very fine. It's very easy for the seedlings to sprout and poke through the soil, which is why we like it and why we've been using it. And then lastly, we have the seeds, which Dad had brought up a few things, but we also have some older seeds that he is looking through, and we have our special book. Now, what's nice about this special book is it allows us to look back on previous years and see when and how we planted things. Right now, Dad is looking at 2021. We can go all the way back to 2015. We have books that go back that far. Beyond that, it gets a little crazy. We can use the books to figure out the best time when to start germinating for us. We also keep note of what the weather is like that year. So if we have another year where the weather is similar, we just follow the book. So you're gonna see us using these tools quite a bit as we move into the year. We've got our seeder, we've got our soil, the plentiful amount of seeds that we are gonna be looking through, and everybody's favorite, the book. The book is important, that keeps us on track. Working as a team makes working in the greenhouse much more enjoyable. So Dad and Daniel right now are going over the seeds, and I'm gonna get started on filling up some trays. So we have an important job here as we're filling up the trays. We don't want to push them down too hard. We don't want the soil packed down into the trays because that's going to make it much more difficult on the seedlings as they start to sprout. And after we get the tray filled up pretty evenly, we just try and wipe off the excess. We will take another tray on top of it and push little indents into it like what you see here. But we don't want to go too deep so as to bury the flowers or the vegetables that we're seeding into the trays.
Why is there a tire pressure gauge in here?
Viola, penny peach, jump up.
And then sorbet yellow.
The first seeds of the year are gonna be blue pansies.
Once the tray has been filled with the seeds, we bring it over here, which Matthew has just labeled it, and then we take a fine layer of dirt and we go over the top so as to cover the seeds that had just been seeded. There you go. And we have our whole table here. We can get started wherever we want. So we'll go up near the top, right about there. Very good. Blue blotch, all done. And that's just the first of many trays that are gonna be seeded on the farm this year. They're kind of hard to see. If you get really close, we got 2 seeds there, seed there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up for you, but it's not easy to notice, but you can see them in there. That's something you got to pay attention to when you're filling trays. So then we come through with the fine layer of dirt. Now that we know for certain that this tray is filled with seeds, you got to stay focused and you got to stay on top of it because believe me, you can make mistakes. We've made them in the past. We don't want to make them again this year. That'd be a terrible way to start seeding for the year. There we go, we got our next tray. We've been making some good progress. We've now got 7 different varieties of flowers seeded. We've got pansies and violas. However, the different varieties are dependent on which color they are. So we've got lots of colors going down over there. Now, what's funny about this job, that in the beginning, everybody really enjoys it and looks forward to it. But by the time you're finished with seeding for the year, it's not as exciting anymore. But that's how it happens with a lot of jobs. This job can get pretty repetitive. Man, once we start moving into vegetables, we go through lots and lots of trays, especially when we start seeding for ourselves. We're planting our vegetables out in the field. That's a lot. We go through many different trays and many different bags of soil. You know, sometimes you find trays and you wonder what was going on last year. Here's a tomato tray that says Dad did this. So I'm guessing Dad dumped a lot of seeds onto this tray and we did not want to get in trouble for it.
I think somebody just put that on there just to get me.
No. If I remember correctly, Dad dumped like a whole tray in there.
I don't do that kind of stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I saw Dad do it.
We have been making a lot of progress. We're just about finished with seeding for the day, so that just helps you to appreciate how fast we've been moving through these different varieties. The thing I have to remember as I'm filling up the trays is to not push the indents in too far, because once we cover them with soil, the deeper we plant the seeds, the more soil we have on top. And because of the style of planting we're doing, that can really affect the germination rates. So we're trying to keep everything as even as possible. And if we can control how deep our seeds are and how much soil we have on top, well, then we can control how great our germination rates are gonna be or how poor our germination rates are gonna be. Little things like that are things we have to stay on top of so we don't mess ourselves up and we don't have problems further down the road, because everything we mess up now, we're gonna have to replant and then we'll be behind. This is the last tray I need to fill up. The only thing I need to do with soil is cover trays. And right here would be the last of the flowers for today. Now that we are finished off with flowers, we just have 4 more trays that we need to worry about, and that's gonna be curly and flat leaf parsley. You better be able to get a full tray out of that.
That's why you put so much on.
The seeder works the best when you have more seed to put on. When you're only fussing with 500 seeds, it takes a little more time.
It's not long enough. I have to grab another sheet. Now that we've got all of our seeds put into the soil, we've got everything watered, and we came over the top with a thin layer of clear plastic. What this is gonna do is trap our heat inside, make sure our seeds are at that optimal germination temperature, and yeah, gonna make sure everything goes smoothly. We water it, then put the plastic on there too to also help lock in the moisture. when you're germinating seeds, you need to make sure that those seeds are nice and moist. And with the plastic on top, we're not gonna have any trouble with that.
A word of warning though, with the plastic on top, we put it on today because the sun's not shining. It's gonna snow later today and it's getting cloudy. But if you're gonna put plastic on top of your seedlings or seeds, you gotta be careful that it doesn't get too hot. So usually in the morning, we remove the plastic off, and during the day we're here to take care of it and monitor it, and then we put it on at night to keep it a little bit warmer and a little more moist, because it's a longer periods of time before we come in and look at the seeds to make sure they don't dry out. So optimum thing for germinating seeds, you need to have the proper amount of moisture, you need to have the proper amount of warmth. If it's too hot, it'll cook the seeds, and that'll happen sometimes if you put plastic over the top. We've done that in the past and made that mistake, so you got to be careful and monitor that plastic.
We will come up and check on this stuff pretty often. One, it's a big deal because, well, it's the future that we have here on the farm. If this stuff goes bad, well, what are we gonna do later on? So we gotta come up often, check on the temperatures that we have. As Dad mentioned, the sunny skies are gonna be going away here shortly, so we feel comfortable putting the plastic on. But if this is something you are trying at home, you need to watch it. If it's gonna be sunny throughout the day, you gotta take the plastic off because you could run into some trouble.
The reason why we check on it, it's our income. That's going to affect us in May and June when we sell these plants. So we need to keep things coming at the right time. We have about 12,000 flowers we planted there. So they'll all be put in individual pots and sold.
Yeah, I forgot to mention today how much we actually transplanted, but over 12,000 flowers. And we also were able to get some parsley planted. So about 2,000 parsley plants. That's a big deal. And that adds up. As we get later on and we start transplanting it from these smaller plugs into larger trays, it's gonna take up a lot of the greenhouse. But now that we are done working in here, I'm gonna get putting on my warm clothes because it is still cold outside. Sometimes you can get tricked. You can forget how warm it is in these greenhouses.
Not even melting today.
Yeah. So I told him we gotta watch the snow on top of the store roof. It doesn't fall off and hit us.
Yep.
I've seen that happen. Not that it hit us, but I've seen it come off with a lot of speed. Can be dangerous. See if I can tell the temperature difference. Oh yeah. It's a lot colder out here. I hear the birds chirping though. They don't seem to mind it. They're like, this is no big deal. Uh-oh. What's going on? Everybody's running around. Are you playing with Aunt Tracy and Aunt Sadie?
Nope.
What do you mean nope? I see you playing with them right now.
Come on.
Wow.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, this is our double run.
Whoa!
Okay, let's run.
I don't think there's anybody having as much fun as Callie today. Whoa! Callie, who is this?
That's Casey.
Who's this?
Sadie.
Sadie? Oh, wow. All right, everyone, it is now lunchtime here on the farm. It looks like we are having sausage hoagies for lunch. Oh, yeah. And then over here are the nut rolls that Callie helped Grammy make. Those are some special nut rolls. Alrighty, everyone, we are all finished with lunch. We're making our way out to get into the car because someone needs to go home for a nap. So I've got to get this little girl home. We're gonna get her in her car seat and on the way. Alrighty, everyone, a little update for you. I had brought Callie home. We got her down for a nap. Everything has been going good. Lauren was out with her sister. She is now home. They are hanging out on the couch. Callie and Lauren are hanging out on the couch. Me, I am working on dinner right now. We're having steak and potatoes for dinner with some broccoli, so that is gonna be good. Lauren wanted to take her sister out so she could get her nails done. It's a big deal for the ladies, getting the nails done. Lauren told me she had something big coming up and she wanted her nails to look nice, and I still can't figure out what's coming up, but I'll find out eventually. Alrighty, everyone, we just got finished with dinner. We got steak, potatoes, and some broccoli. Woo, and it's gonna be a good dinner. But since we're getting ready to sit down and eat dinner, that means we're gonna end the video. But before we do that, we're gonna check on the lady quick. How we doing, Mama? How we feeling?
I'm feeling okay. Feeling good.
How long till babies?
Very soon.
Very soon, couple days.
Couple
what?
days.
Oh my. But anyway, you'll find out more about that soon enough. This is where we're gonna end the video today. If you guys enjoyed the video, check out the channel. We got plenty of other videos that are fun to watch. Also, if you have not already, please subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys again and have a great day. Bye-bye.